James Fleming. I'm one of the two chairs of the Social Justice Committee here at ERGA. I'm a postdoc currently at Japan's Marine Science and Technology Institute, JAMSTEC. As for why I am particularly interested in social justice things, I think for me, it's kind of always been there. Both of my parents are quite committed trade unionists in the UK. Kind of grew up in quite a strong kind of left-wing background in that respect, and the kind of the political difficulties of people from marginalized groups is always something that I kind of grew up in a way to try and be as aware of as possible.
I'm Fabrizio Ghiselli. I'm associate professor of zoology at the University of Bologna, Italy, and I'm mostly interested in biodiversity genomics and molecular and genome evolution. I joined this committee, two main reasons. One, because on the way to tenure and during my career, I saw a lot of things that I didn't like, and I want to change that or help changing that. And the second reason is that living in the academia, it's like living in a bubble. And I wanted to get out of this bubble and learn about social justice applied to different things, not only like career path or stuff like that, but also what is happening outside the academia with the minorities, with scientific colonialism and issues like that. The goal is basically we're studying biodiversity, but we are also made of diversity, a lot of it. And so the goal is to make the entire diversity of people in ERGA to feel welcome and included. And basically, yes, this is the main goal.
One of the kind of different topics that we're interested in looking at are kind of the effects of people's lived experiences within the kind of biodiversity genomics community, how we can make ERGA, but also generally the universities, institutes, and institutions that people work in more comfortable, safer places to be. And as part of that as well, we're hoping to work a bit more with training and skills development, and also with the outreach committees here in ERGA to look at how and to who we talk to when we communicate ERGA's research, because we do a lot of really exciting stuff, and it would be great to tell as many people about that as possible. Something that Fabrizio started the last question with, which I think is really important, is this idea that ERGA is made up of people. We are people who have lived experiences and who experience different challenges within the academic and within our personal environments. And I think valuing the members of ERGA as people is a very important part of doing the research properly. And I think also that means valuing the communities that we do that research with, the people that live alongside the animals, plants, and fungi that ERGA plans to sequence. And the people whose traditions and cultures are wrapped up in the existence of those organisms as well. I think there's also an element of course, we have to kind of explicitly confront that academia is not always a comfortable environment for people from a variety of marginalized communities. And sometimes that's very intentional, and sometimes it can be due to biases that we overlook. There are people who are restricted from access to downstream analyses, for example, because they can't make it into the field for whatever reason, or individuals who don't feel comfortable joining up with certain consortiums or with certain groups for various valid reasons. And I think that it's very important that we try and confront that head on as well, and make ERGA a place that's and the European Reference Genome kind of project, EBP as a whole, a place that's comfortable for European and fun for all European researchers to be in.
I think it's the most difficult thing, in my opinion, is that we need to change a lot, and people don't like changes, and it's difficult to convince people to make changes. And so I think that kind of yeah, it is the most difficult thing.
I think from ERGA's perspective, from a practical perspective, from a member of the Social Justice Committee, is that there is a lot of work to do. And that makes trying to solve every problem at once really, really tempting. And considering we're a very small committee and that all of our funding comes from grants, if we get any, and we've only started applying for them, of course, our ambitions have to be commensurate with practicality in order to really make a difference. We've got some grant applications that are examining currently in the proposal stage, looking at whether or not EDI initiatives in Europe are actually working. As we come into the new year, we're also going to be building our online social justice resources library through the ERGA portal, and helping build the early career research network with training and knowledge transfer as well. I think it's important to acknowledge that kind of early career researchers can often feel excluded from big groups like ERGA and can feel like these groups aren't for them or for them yet, and I think that it's important from a social justice perspective to kind of be part of career development for early career researchers as well.
Yeah, so if you want to make a change, just stop complaining and join us, and let's try to make it happen.